Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes. Um, I am NCK 2310 and I welcome you. Yes, what we do here, we do scrutinize and analyze music. Yes, that's what we usually do here. And I actually dwell much with our songs. I'm from Kenya, and so I dwell with Kenyan songs, and especially my Kikuyu songs, which I love very much. Yes. Um, for those that have already been here, you know all how we do it. That here we are respectful, and yes. So without wasting any time, let me jump in and we see what I've prepared today. What song I've prepared. What we do, I first say about the song, how I understand it, and then after at the end I tell who have sung the song, the artist. Yes, that's how we do it. So let's dive in and we see what the song has to offer today. Yes, the song says, I hope I'm clear with the speaker because yesterday it was not that clear. I hope you can hear me properly. Yes, the song says, our Kenyan people, let's join hands. Let's stop discriminations, tribalism, and unnecessary wars. Because Kenya is our country. Kenya is our motherland, which we inherited from our ancestors. Those are very strong words for us Kenyans, because the artist who wrote this song, he is one of our great Kikuyu musicians. He already passed away. I think like 6 years ago, he passed away. And these are beautiful, amazing words he wrote for us. And that's why we have to dwell in with these beautiful, amazing words about us Kenyans, our country, our motherland, caring for what our forefathers fought for so hard. The song says, oh Lord, rain us with blessings. Because Kenya need blessings, Kenya need protection. Yes, we do. Kenya need freedom. Our motherland needs freedom. Our land, Kenya, is green. It's a land full of joy. We know when we talk about green, we know that Kenya, we have fertile lands, like where I come from in the central, where we have coffee and tea. We've had that for many years. But we know all that happened. For example, in the central, me growing up, I can say that my late mom, she was from a place called Muranga. And there, my grandfather used to have so much coffee and tea. So much. But we know that during the era of second president, late Moi, we know that our central coffee and tea, you will know how the business went down, that even many people gave up because they were working so hard and in return, they were getting so little money in return. So there came a times that many older parents, grandparents, they gave up on their coffee plantations and tea, and they started to tear everything down. They started to plant other stuff because they lost hope because of bad and poor leadership in Kenya. You know, when I see, for example, how much coffee costs in these Western countries, All the years before I lived in Germany, all the years I've lived in Sweden, coffee is very expensive. But when you compare the amount of money our farmers back home in Kenya are getting, you just shed tears. I do remember me visiting my late grandfather in Muranga, and I could see all the workers there working like donkeys, starting very early in the morning, finishing late in the night. And in return, they have so little money that those people, they live in poverty after so hard working. And after a while, they gave up. Because we know that those who have spoiled our nation are the greedy leaders. For example, when you look at in Kenya, the coffee and tea cartels, they were there, they've always been there. That they buy so cheap from our farmers and they sell very expensive to these Western countries. We know those families who have enriched themselves through the sweat of our Kenyan hardworking people. And it's hard. It's painful. So this song is talking about that. Talking about the way Kenya, we are a blessed land. Kenya, we have minerals where no people talk about. A lot of minerals. Just a few greedy, selfish, egoistic leaders have been benefiting from the minerals in Kenya. Them and their families and friends. And then they put a few Kenyans to work for them, working day in and night at the mining places. But those miners, they live a poor life because the labor, they are paid so poorly, they can't help themselves. Just because in Kenya we have poor, bad leadership. That's the reason. We can never say that Kenya is a bad country. It's not. The ones that spoil our nation, our motherland, are the bad leaders. The selfish leaders, greedy leaders. Those are the ones that spoil our motherland, Kenya. Anyway, let's continue to hear on what the song says. Kenya is black people's land. Yes, that's our country. That's our land that we all should be proud of. We Kenyans, we should be so proud about our country. Because it is a country that we have everything. The only thing that spoils our nation is the corruption by those leaders. And it's high time Kenyans to say enough is enough. You should send all those leaders out. Out. They should go back to where they came from, to their homes. They've stolen enough. You Kenyans, it's high time you say you don't want your country to go more down than it is because of the selfish, greedy, bad leaders. That is our country. The song says, we don't mind being arrested, being put in prisons, and even being harassed, or even being taken to courts. Because we will never stop fighting for our freedom until our motherland see the light. There we go. We saw what happened last time. For example, with our agencies. And they are trying to fight about the high taxing and everything. We see how brutally most of them were murdered. We saw all that. Most of them taken in prison up to today. There are so many, our youths. People who are supposed to be our future leaders tomorrow, they are all rotting in jails for no reasons, just for fighting for freedom, fighting for their rights. This song says, we will not stop fighting until Kenya see the light. We will not stop fighting until Kenya have freedom again. It's a beautiful song. It is a song that you and I as Kenyans should cherish and stand there and say, yes, we will do what is right as Kenyans. We will try to behave properly as Kenyans. Even here online, we should behave properly. We should not come online and abuse each other, saying bad words. It's a shame. You are shaming our motherland. You are shaming all Kenyans. Because everybody, we know that internet never forgets. Your children, your great children, great grandchildren will one day come and see, oh, look how she was talking or he was talking. Look how he was abusing people online. Talking bad. It's wrong. It's high time we Kenyans, we start to respect ourselves so as to be respected by others. Because as much as I remember is that even those years, especially we older people, I'm 50 by those who don't know. So those people who are around my age, I remember when we went to school, we were told about behaving properly. We were told it's not nice to use your mouth and abuse other people using shameful words, bad words. And that's why sometimes I say you have to choose properly. Who do you want to be your friends? What kind of people do you want to be surrounded with? Because if you surround yourself with people who are abusing others, always saying shameful, bad words, come on. It's nice to choose friends. I see Ken Masharia. Thank you, Ken, for coming. I hope the voice is okay today. Good evening, beautiful voice today. Yeah, thank you. Because today I put this. Yesterday I had not put it down. I thought it would work properly, but I noticed after listening to the video. Thank you. Welcome, Masharia. Yes, as I was saying, it's high time we all say, as Kenyans, we have to start behaving. We have to stop this embarrassment. Because sometimes you listen to people talking, it doesn't matter what language you're speaking. Like Kikuyus, we are many millions of Kikuyus. Luos, you are many Luos. Luya, many. We are so many people. And whenever you open even here online, you hear, oh my God, Jesus, who is this person talking like that? Shameful words. And you can see some Kenyans just clapping their hands. Hey, those people are clapping hands for you. They cannot tell you you're doing wrong. They cannot tell you that it's a shame, you as a Kenyan, to use these abusive bad languages online. You have kids, later on grandkids. They will see how you are behaving. It's high time we shape us as Kenyans. You know, it's so nice that at least some, let's give the video a like as we join. Thank you, Ken. Yes, as I always say, I think it's high time. If you see people who can't behave, and who can't behave, I mean also the way people talk, I think you should disassociate yourself with them, because you might become like them. Mushara na mukodo akodo kagotake. That's what we say in Kikuyu. If you hang around with people who are always using abusive words, you'll become like them. If you hang around with people who are always shameful people, you will become like them. You know, I thank God that those years, even when I was a young girl, I listened to my parents. I listened carefully to my teachers. Because I think with my 50 years of age up to today, I'm not able to say shameful words out of my mouth. Even when someone abuses you, don't abuse back. Because then there is no difference between you and her or you and them. This is the way for us Kenyans. We have to start to behave properly. We have to be proud to be Kenyans. That even when you say, oh, where is that one from? You say, she or he from my country. You are proud. But when you see how people are behaving, you're sometimes ashamed. You even don't want to be known that she or he is from Kenya too. Anyway, let's continue with the song. I really love this song. The song says, I've read that about the freedom. Yes, that we will never stop fighting until we get freedom, until Kenya see the light. Yes. Blessings to our children is it helps in the uplifting of our land. It helps in the development of our country. Blessing comes from God. You see, I always talk about our Kenyan youths because I feel so sorry and sad because our youths, they have almost no future anymore. After somebody goes to school, goes university or college, after that, they don't know where to go because it came a system that only if you know somebody, that's the only time you have a chance in Kenya. It's so sad. It's nothing to do with how well educated you are or how many hours you spent learning. You did not spend your time just wasting your time playing around. You use each and every second learning books. And at the end of all that, you have no job. You have to be sent, I don't know, to the street to sweep around. That's the best the Kenyan government can do to our well-educated youth. This hurt me so much just to think about it. It's a shame for the country. How long shall Kenyans continue living like this? Who will ever change this for our country? Who will ever uplift our youths? Because our youths, they've done everything what they can by learning hard, studying hard. But after that, there is nothing for them. The only thing the Kenyan government can get for them is to go and work outside Kenya. And what kind of jobs? Poor paid jobs. That's the best what the Kenyan government can offer to our Kenyan youths. It's high time Kenyans to wake up. This has gone way so, it's been like this now for so many years. And we see those government leaders, maybe if they have chances to get their families and close relatives out of the countries and they bring them to this Western world just to get maybe degrees or something like that and then take them back home. It's tough, Kenyans. If you don't feel the pinch, then you don't love our motherland. Then you don't love Kenya. I see you, M. Delito. Thank you for coming. Welcome. You know, it's high time we say for Kenyans around the world, we have to come together. We have to fight for our freedom. We have to say enough is enough. We have to send back all those greedy, selfish, egoistic Kenyan leaders who've always been there for years and years and years. They just enrich themselves and their families and their friends. If we don't do that as Kenyans, we won't have any land anymore. Our Kenyan youths will all perish. We see how many youths that because they fall into depression. Because the moment somebody have studied so hard, learned so hard, sacrificed so much to be in the book studying, and at the end, the only job they can get is to sweep on the street just to get a few pennies. The only thing those youths do, that few little money they are getting, they even just go and waste it on alcohol or drugs just to be able to sleep maybe that night, to stop thinking because they're in depression. They were the hope for their families. They were the hope of their mothers, hope of their fathers, hope of their siblings. Their parents sold cows, goats, even lands for them to go to school. And all of a sudden, after all that is gone, they end up going sweeping on the streets. They end up going to the Arabic countries to do those dirty jobs. And our Kenyan government is quiet. And our Kenyan parents, we are quiet. We know that our grandparents were scared and afraid before. But now here we have our Kenyan youths. They are so strong. They are fighting day in, day out for the freedom of Kenyans. Because if Kenya was not corrupt, we would be one of the best countries in the world. Leave alone Africa. Africa will be the best in the whole world. Because look at wildlife. Kenya have one of the best wildlife in the whole world. The big five. It's not so many countries that have big five. We have so nice weather. The whole year. Nice weather. Look at the Western countries. Like here where I live in Sweden. It's like 4 or 5 or 6 months even. Or 7 months sometimes. In a year. It's cold. Nothing can grow on their lands. Because it's snow. It's cold. Freezing. No plants. Nothing. And even for many things that we have to eat or whatever, they usually import from other countries. And still, they are leading. Germany, the same. And why? It's just because our Kenyan government is corrupt. And what hurts me most as Kenyans, you still want to put back the same people, and their kids, and their families, the same. Corruption will never end. It's high time we say, we Kenyans, we have to cleaning up Kenya. High time we say our youths are so well educated, and I will never stop saying that. Our Kenyan youths are so well educated. Those are the millennials and the Gen Zs. They can rule us. They can help us change Kenya. I don't trust any of the older government officials. None of them. Because we've seen it. As I have said, I was born early 70s. Most of these people, when I came, they were already there. Most of them, they were already in the governments. Their work has always been stealing and stealing and stealing. And that will not end. So it's high time we all Kenyans, we wake up together and say, you know what? We will not look about what tribe you are from. We have one tribe in Kenya. And the one tribe is called poverty. That's what we have in Kenya. Because if you see how many people can afford to have 3 meals a day in Kenya today, it's not so many. 3 meals a day, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's not so many families. And it's not because Kenyans are lazy, no. Most of the people, they leave their villages, they go to the city to look for if they can get jobs. Which is heartbreaking, because when they arrived there, they found it's even more worse than where they were in the villages. Anyway, let's continue with the song. When I hear this song, sometimes I feel like shedding tears, because Kenya is in a place that if we are not careful, we won't have a land anymore. Because those greedy officials, they will start to fight among themselves because they are just looking for positions and positions and positions. You also recently what happens, or you had the news today, for example. Raila Odinga lost African Union chair. He lost. Now he's back. Believe you me, Kenyans. Believe you me. This will be, he wants 50% of the government. And President Ruto, because he's afraid, he will go into it. It will be 50-50 because Ruto is thinking, 2027. Maybe the Luos will give me the vote. That's what Ruto is thinking. Ruto is not thinking of you, Kenyan youths. It doesn't matter what tribe you are from. Even if you are from Kalenjin, Ruto don't care about you. Raila don't care about you. I even wouldn't say that also Gachagua cares about you. But the thing is this, with Gachagua, regarding Gachagua, we can only say that he really made us, someone like me. I came all the way from Sweden to Kenya to vote because I believed what Gachagua told us. So where is he gonna take us now? It's high time we Kenyans, we join together and we say, you know what? We as Kenyans, we can find our own direction. We as Kenyans, we can say, okay, wait a minute. All these leaders, they are all friends anyway. They're not enemies. Whoever thought, for example, that President Uhuru Kenyatta before and Raila could rejoin? Whoever thought, even before that Uhuru and Ruto would join the time they had ICC cases? Whoever thought that Ruto and Raila would now rejoin again? Whoever. And it's the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised to see also Gachagua rejoining with Raila and Ruto. It wouldn't be a surprise for me. Because when it comes to the Kenyan politics, it's a dirty game. And that's why I say you and me, the normal Kenyans, we civilians, we are on our own. So it's high time we say we can gather together and hey, we have so many tribes in Kenya. We can say, let's each and every tribe give us their best of the youths and the Gen Zs from each tribe. And from there, we join it from each tribe, because all tribes in Kenya, they have the rights to have high positions. They do. So we can say from all the 42 tribes, look how many MPs we have in Kenya, how many senators we have. I don't know how many, so many. Why we can't say like from each and every tribe, we choose a leader from each and every tribe in Kenya, so that they also have, because there are some tribes who they are not so majority like us, the Kikuyus. We have the number, for example. Kalejins have also number, and Luo, but we, the Kikuyus, we have the numbers. That's the fact, or the Central in general. We have the numbers. Why we cannot say, to be fair to each and everybody in Kenya, each and every tribe, give us one responsible person you think is a good leader in your community. And we have 42, 43 people, for example. And from there, we can, like me growing up, we did not have all these crazy positions. We just had PC and DCs, I think. That's it. But what happened? Moi, if he was not greedy, he was busy enriching himself and his family, Kenya would be today a very, very high-class country today. That all the money was going in his pocket. But with all these positions, what they've put around, it's just wasting pesa ya umma, our money, our taxpayers' money. That's what wasted. It's high time Kenyans to wake up. Because if you think that only when Raila talks, that's what Kenya can go on. Come on, Kenyans, wake up. Kenya belongs to all of us. That you all were sitting there and thinking, oh, which direction? Oh, why you all Kenyans? We can join together and we say, hey, let's send all these people home, all of them. Because they've been there. They never changed anything. We are watching, we are seeing some of the young youths, what they're doing, the kind of job that they're doing. For example, with Muranga, with Didi Nyoro, we are seeing what he's doing. Or Irungu Kangata, the governor for Muranga, for example. I think, imagine those kind of jobs what they are doing if the others would have started to do such things. Imagine where Kenya would be today. If we're in 2025, and there are so many Kenyans who can't afford 3 meals a day in 2025. There are so many Kenyans who have, their homes are, you can't even imagine that humans can live in there. There are so many Kenyans still living up to today with flying toilets at the slums in Kenya after so many years. And these greedy politicians, I can tell you one thing, the reasons they never want you to live that life of flying toilets is because they are seeing you and they're just seeing a vote. And so they wouldn't, when you move out of there, they think the vote will go away. That's what you should wake up and see. Because a lot of Kenyans don't see such things. Why, after so many years, we still have those poor slums where even no human beings will, in real life, would like to live in? That there is no sanitation, no clean water, nothing. And it's so many that are living there, and they don't have any lands or what they can call village homes, or in the local areas where they can say, now let's go to Geshagi, and they don't have. Some of them were born there, grew up there. This, it's heartbreaking. And nobody want to change their lives. Why? Because the greedy Kenyan politicians are targeting their votes. The greedy politicians just see them. They don't care about the poor life they are living in. For them, they just count. Oh, that's a vote. That's a vote. That's a vote. And that's why you hear someone like Raila saying, Kibera is my area. All these slums is my area. Oh, this is my area. This is my area. They're just counting of the votes of the poor people living Mukuru Kwajega. Oh, that's my area. People who have billions in their accounts, if they love you Kenyans, they would have changed your life. You won't have been living where you are living. That even sometimes with all these, with this story that free education, that's just a fairy tale. It's not true. We know it very well that they still ask a lot of money in many schools in Kenya. We still know that. Or secularized schools, I don't know, it's just lies. And the worst thing is that you Kenyans, you should lie by today. Sometimes when you watch on the news about the people telling how good Ruto has been good in lying, and he know how to do it. If you hear him mentioning names of the roads, he can mention names of roads, like 12 names without breathing. No full stop, no comma. He has mastered it. Just like we Kikuyus, we were tricked in. Yes, we were tricked. I also used to hear him mentioning all the names, in those villages, in places in the center. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And the same now he's doing in the western region. The same he's doing. So Kenya should wake up. If you are not awake, the game will go on. You'll still be fooled. So it's high time, I think, in 2027, with the votes, we all Kenyans, we have to say, we are sending all the students, Moi students, home. As I said yesterday, we send them, all of them, home. All of them. Because if we don't do that, we'll bring back the same people. We'll bring back the children of the same people. Remember, mtoto wa nyoka ni nyoka. We cannot bring their kids to there because they will behave the same. Because they want to protect all what they've been stealing. I always say it's better to die a poor man than to steal pesa ya umma. For me, that's what I believe in. Ati ukaroga mo wakorwo nyuraria no kanywa na ni besha cia muingi uiyaga. It's sad. It's so bad. I wish that these kind of people who've been doing such things, that I wonder if they even can sleep. I really wonder if they can sleep. Because when you steal pesa ya umma, and there is a child somewhere who can't go to hospital because there is no medicine for hospital, it's bad. And there they are, all these leaders. When we hear about what their wealth is, you hear, oh, billions. Oh, I have this and these billions. Heartbreaking. You ask yourself, what kind of job did they do? It's your money. It's my money, our taxpayers' money. That's what they enrich themselves with. Anyway, let's hear on the song. The song says, a fool or a wise person, rich or poor people, our goal is freedom. This is very beautiful verse of this song. That whether you are intelligent or not, whether you are rich or you're not rich, our goal in Kenya should be freedom. That we can have, for example, freedom of speech, so that Kenyans are able to talk without fear. There are so many Kenyans, they are never able to say anything because when they open their mouth, they are arrested directly. When they try to say, hey, you were president, vice president, this one, that one, governor, this, you're doing wrong. What happens? They're arrested directly. There is no freedom of speech. There is no freedom of nothing. Can we say that in Kenya? And that's why I say we have to join together. We all as Kenyans, whether you are tall, whether you are short, whether you are size, whether you are thin, whether you are black like me, whether you are white, as long as you are Kenyan, whether you are poor, whether you are rich, whether you are well educated or not well educated, all of us have to join hands together and say enough is enough. We need freedom for Kenya, and the only way we can get freedom is by sending all those greedy people home. That's the only way. There is no other way, and nobody should tell you otherwise. So when you hear Kenyans clapping their hands and saying, oh, now that one have to tell us which direction, that one have to tell us which direction, that one have to, why we Kenyans, we can't join together and we send all those crooks home, all of them. We have to tell them, hey, you've been there many years, you didn't change anything, time to go home. Why we cannot do that as Kenyans? Because the country is ours, it's our motherland. We should not behave like the country is theirs just because they are rich from all what they've been stealing from our Kenyan people. Yes, I see Kennedy Otwal. Yes, I see you. Thank you for coming. Real bit TBT Kenya. Thank you as well for coming. Greetings. I hope I said hello to everybody. Yes, welcome. As I was saying, it's high time we all Kenyans, we say, you know what? We're gonna send all these bad leaders home, all of them. Because the moment you start to bring any of them back, we are bringing Kenya down. We are already here. We are bringing it more down, Kenyans. It's high time we wake up. It's high time we say no. We have suffered enough. Our youths have suffered enough. Our parents suffered enough. Our grandparents suffered enough. We don't want this to continue. And the only way we can make sure that this doesn't continue, let us remove all these old faces out of us, all of them. Yes, I see Ken Masharia writing. Let me read that. That's a funny one. Barabara inatoka Madera, ikuje Lamu, iende Gariu, ikuje Elwak, ikuje Kombo, ikuje Pale, ikuje... You know, all these. Ikuje Samta, iteremke Mogadishu, ifike Isiolo. Yes, Ken Masharia, we saw this. So much lies. You know, it's called pathological liar. Mudura ko henya na dali na dadi it said, you know, pathological liar, they believe in their lies. They even don't realize that they're lying anymore. But now it's high time. All Kenyans should wake up wherever you are. Right now, the people in the western and even those places, the north of Kenya, the same game will be played on you. Ruto used to come to Central. We used to watch him I used to hear him mentioning names of my village where I am from. A certain village in Loakabete, deep inside. And I could hear him and I'm like, whoa, how does he know that road? You know, some of these things made us even believe that he's going to do something. It was all lies. So Kenyans, you have to wake up. Because this game, those, for example, the Luos, you are clapping the hands. Hey, the Kikuyus, walichezwa. You also going to be played the same game. Because the only people who will benefit if Ruto gets again 2027, it's only Raida and his family and his close friends. Not you, just because you're a Luo. Our Jacaranda boys, you've been there for many years. You know, he can just try to close your eyes by giving that one a car, I don't know, that one small money to start a small business, just to close your eyes. So as Jacaranda boys or girls, you think, oh, now when we continue to sing the name of Raila, maybe too, I'll be the next one. You have to wake up. You have to think of the generations to come. I see Teresa, KK, thank you for coming. Welcome. You know, it's high time we say, we Kenyans, we cannot stand these lies anymore. These lies hurts. You know, even in the Bible, God have said it's bad to lie. Tikana na maheni. But these leaders, they just pretend to carry the Bible and saying God, 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 but they have nothing godly in them. Because for them, it's all about stealing pesa ya umma. Punct. There is nothing more. So if you're a Kenyan and you're not worried about the future for our youths, because for us older people and our parents and our grandparents, for us, we're already done. They played with us. They played with our lives. I remember me growing up. The only thing Moi used to do was giving us maziwa ya Nyayo. I drank maziwa ya Nyayo for 11 years, 8 years in primary school and my 3 years in secondary before I moved to Germany. It was maziwa ya Nyayo, maziwa ya Nyayo. That's the only thing I can say I got from Moi. Every Friday, I think it was, a packet of milk. And what can I say? For Kenyans, that the only thing you can remember from a president is a packet of milk. Then we carry on. We come also to, you know, it's with all of them. We cannot stand here and say that Kenyans have changed because that one and that one was fair. Maybe Kibaki was a little bit, we can say a little bit better because of what with this free education thing. But when you look right now with Ruto, the question will be, what have you gotten from Ruto? Ask yourself for those 2 years that he's been in position. And nobody can tell me, oh, he's been only there for 2 years. Oh, he met empty coffers. Kenyans, let me ask you, how can it be empty coffers and he's able to renovate a White House the way he renovated it, a lot of money? Then from there, they renovated, I don't know. Kenyans, wake up. These are all games being played on us. It's high time we wake up. We say, all of us, we need Kenya. It's our motherland. It's our nation. Otherwise, if we continue just watching, sitting and watching and doing nothing about it, one day we won't have a land. And when we think about how hard our forefathers fought for us to get this country, we have to say, you know what? We're gonna fight for our freedom. We're gonna make sure that we get our land back from all these criminals. Because for me, I would call them criminals. The moment you steal pesa ya umma, the moment you stand up and lie to the Kenyan people about everything, you are a criminal. You are. So Kenyans, you should be very angry that people are playing around with your lives for way too long. It has to end. Anyway, let's continue with the last verse of the song. Corrupt and selfish leaders, together with Kenya warriors, let us look ahead and ask ourselves, where is our country heading to? Where is our country? Kenya iradhi nako. And this we have to join everybody. And with this, first of all, with these corrupt leaders, they don't care. With them, we can remove them away. But we others, we call ourselves the warriors of Kenya. We that love our country so much. We that fight so hard. For example, we that have worked many years in the diaspora, sending money back home, trying to rebuild our nation, trying to uplift our Kenyans. Because we love our country. But at the end, We don't see anything up. We don't see any benefit from it because of the bad and poor leadership. It's high time we ask ourselves, where is Kenya going? Are we going to have a country in 1, 2, 3, 4 years and on to come? That should be the question. That should be the worry of each and every Kenyan. Because as we continue to support those Moi students, Kenya will never change. So it's high time. I'm calling for all Kenyans, wherever you are. We have to start sending them home, all of them, without selection. The song says, those who betray us, the betrayers, you should know, in our hearts, history will always remain. I'm talking about the betrayers. For example, those MPs that betrayed us during the bill 2024. They passed it. They betrayed Kenyans. You will all remain. We'll never forget what you did to us. Because history was written in our mind and in our hearts. We know you. We know that for you, it's all about you and your greediness. And for those that stood by Kenyans, for those that said, no, we don't want any money, we're going to vote no for this is the right way. We have to support our Kenyans. May God bless you all. Because you love our country. You love our motherland. For the betrayers, there is no difference between you and those high position leaders who are also very corrupt. There is no difference. And we always remember that as well. As I always say, with each and every song, it's a beautiful song always to listen to. Because this last word says, Kenya is our motherland, that we also inherited the land from God. You know, what I like about Kenyans is that we are very religious, deep in our hearts, you know, because having those years, I do remember, like those years, I think we were, maybe when I was growing up, I think Kenya was maybe 85% Christians and maybe just 15% of other religions. And for Christians in Kenya, those years, it was like people were working hard from Monday to Saturday or to Friday. And then Sunday was a day to go to church and pray. And those years, the churches, they were not corrupt, not like today. Those years, people feared God. The preachers, the priests, they were godly. They were not, you know, they were not pretenders and liars and businesses in churches. They were not. And I thank God because most of us who went those years in Sunday school, you know, up to today, I still have my childhood friends and we always talk about it because we used to go to Sunday school together. And up to today, like my 3 best girlfriends, they have very good manners, good character, friends that I'm proud of, you know, friends that I'm not ashamed to say that is my friend, that is my childhood friend, that is people that I always enjoy to meet and hang around with and mingle with, you know. It's like we learned something nice those years back in our Sunday schools when we were small girls, when we were young. We were taught how to behave. We were taught how to use our mouths properly. And up to today, my friends, we are all same age, you know? And we are friends. Let's say 45 years friends, because we met when we went, some of them, same nursery school, then primary. Yeah, around 45, 46 years friends. Can you imagine? And up to today, there are people that I'm proud of because they behave properly. They did not go and mix up in these crazy world, because when you're not careful in life, you would meet crazy people out there in the real world. You will meet people who are used to talking bad, like here online. Some of the people, you listen to them, you're like, oh no, please, no. I wouldn't like you to be my friend. Oh God, the way you talk, the way you abuse people. Oh, those dirty words you use, it's bad, it's disgusting, you know? And it's good to have, it's good always, as I always say, even for parents, or if you have kids, always make sure that your kids are following the right friends, because it's very important, because brainwashing is real. If you allow your kids to hang around with naughty people, I call them naughty, you know, for kids it's naughty. For grown-ups, they know what is right and wrong. They know it's bad to use some languages, some, you know. So try to tell your parents, your kids, not to hang around with bad companions, because in future there will be the same ones who are coming here online and abusing people, using bad languages, bad abusive terms. You know, I think it's high time we say, as Kenyans, as I started to say before, let's shape up. Because if we don't, in a few years, maybe we won't have any country in a few years. Yes, I hope you really like this song. As I always say, I like to talk about who wrote the song. The song is called Weadhi na Idhaka. It's by Joseph Kamaru, our late legend. He passed away, I think, 6 years ago. Yes, you can go to his homepage. I think the family takes care of his YouTube, I think, and support there. Yes, let me see what you wrote here. Ben, wow, maisha ya kitabo is very beautiful life. Yes, Terrace. Yes, si kama siku hizi. Yes, Terrace. You know, that's what I say. When a plant is young, it's very important how you take care of that plant. Because most of the times, I wouldn't say it's all the time, but most of the times, if you as a child, you get good upbringing, you are taught good manners by your parents, by your teachers, by your Sunday school preachers and whatever, when you are young, those years, you still have those memories in your head. So if you, for example, come here online and I want to say to abuse somebody, I'll remember, oh, wait a minute. Before, you have to think before you talk. Think before you talk. That's what I grew up knowing. That before you start to abuse somebody, think, what I'm about to say, this abusive language, is it fine? Is it okay? And now to make the matter worse, it's here online. So if you're there and you're coming abusing people online, bad words, you know, embarrassing bad words, it's a shame. It's high time we change. And I say this because what hurts most is when you see it's grown-up mothers and fathers using these bad words. You know, I sometimes ask myself, oh my God, how did they grow up? Who were their parents? Who were their teachers? What went wrong in their lives that they got into that bad behavior? Because if you see people doing that, it's something they've done for many years, or their lives maybe. Because I cannot imagine someone, if you grew up nicely, not using those abusive words, that you would be able to come online and say it without being embarrassed. You think it's normal to call people bad names. You think it's okay. Oh, it's fine. You don't think that all those things, they will be put here, memories. You know, your children, your great-grandchildren, everybody will be able to see them. And everybody will be saying, oh, is that one the one that abuses people online? Oh, is it that one who always who has a bad mouth online? Oh, can you imagine? It's such a shame. I think it's high time we wake up, we shape up, we start to behave properly. Please, Kenyans, stop embarrassing Kenyans. Stop embarrassing our motherland. Stop it. And stop embarrassing your own kids. and grandkids that will come to be. Please, as I have said, please make sure you go and listen to this song. It's a very, very beautiful song, as I have said, by Kamaro. Yeah, Weyathi na Idhaka. We know Kenya is a blessed land, as you hear this. But we have to continue fighting for our freedom in Kenya. We have to make sure we send all my students back to where they belong, back to their homes or wherever, so that we Kenyans can start to build our nation again where our forefathers left it. Because I think after our forefathers who fought so hard, when they perished, our country got stuck and it went more down. We've never gone up, nothing. Because you cannot say that we've gone up, because everything, the roads we have, all on credit. The whatever we have, all much credits we have, everything in Kenya. And the greedy leaders, they stole most of it. So you Kenyans, we Kenyans, every Kenyan, even those who are not yet born as Kenyans, we all owe the World Bank. We all owe European banks. We all owe, call it, name it. It's high time we say enough is enough. All right. I hope this song will teach you one or two, three things, because that's why we are always here. It's my joy always. I have so much fun translating these songs. You know, sometimes I shed tears when I translate these songs from Kikuyu to English. I really love what I do. And it is a blessing. I see you, Weko FM. Hey, thank you for coming back. Welcome, welcome. I see you. Teresa KK. Yes, Betty Jane. Yes, I hope I said hello to everybody. Thank you, Weko, for coming back. Nice to see you. Yes, as I'm back. I've been back now since maybe, I think, 5 days or 6 days. I think I've posted 5 times maybe, I think, since I'm back. I was away for 4 months or something. But I'm back, and we're going to continue with this music journey. I thank you all so much for coming. And I'll be back tomorrow, same time, which is 10 o'clock Kenyan time. In Swedish or German time, where I am, it's 8 o'clock. And let's continue with this journey. I thank you all so much for coming. We keep moving with this music song. Thank you all and stay blessed. Please double tap to like the video. Thank you, Weko FM. Thank you so much. You are all welcome back. Thank you and stay blessed. We see us tomorrow. Bye-bye.